Even I wasn't born yet when the Atari 2600, originally called the Atari Video Computer System, hit stores in 1977. At that time, it had only been 5 years since the first ever video game console, Magnavox's Odyssey, hit shelves. Atari 2600 ended up selling 30 million units from 1977 to 1992 and was inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. Of course, the demise of Atari had to do with competition, some commercial failures of high-priced licensed games, and the video game crash of 1983. But nowadays, the Atari 2600 is considered a vintage console, an antique of gaming systems. You might be able to find some used systems, even some in good condition, on eBay or other online sites, as well as stores like Goodwill and St. Vincent's, depending on what was donated to them. The article I'm talking about today actually has to do with this. It has to do with a division of Goodwill called GoodTech that actually tests the vintage video games that are donated so they can resell them. Atari 2600 games are actually featured in the article as employees were testing out the game Combat. The department doesn't just sell old video games. They also refurbish old computers, printers, and smartphones, including some of those antique models as well. But the video games part is what I found very interesting. These employees test games regularly to make sure that they work. Even playing E.T. the Extraterrestrial game, which is one of the titles that people talk about when they talk about the video game crash of 1983. So, of course, one of the employees talks about how it might seem like a fun job, but they aren't testing state-of-the-art games, and I'm guessing that they have to test the same title many times. I'm also guessing that collectors mostly buy this stuff, seeing how emulators, ROMs, and even websites allow for the easy access to play many of these games with their low memory. I personally remember playing Atari by one of my dad's friends' houses when I was very young. This was probably the early 90s when I was 7 or 8. I had fun as a child, of course. I later played Nintendo and played Legend of Zelda and Mario Brothers games, and then played SNES and Sega Genesis games as well when I was that young. N64, PlayStation, Dreamcast, all those things, of course, followed, including our newer generation consoles like PS4. But it is always funny to think about how these old video games, essentially paved the way. The games we have today wouldn't exist if it wasn't for these original consoles of the 70s showing there's a market to play games, computer games. So, as far as jobs go, I think that these guys probably get bored from time to time, but I also bet that they have really fun days too, and they probably have competitions trying to score more points than each other. It obviously could be a lot worse. And to be honest, this story got me wanting to test some Atari 2600 games of my own. So why don't you join me in watch in awe as we discover some games that seem bad now, but were state-of-the-art back then. Welcome to PacMan. Everybody knows about PacMan, but do you know about this original PacMan? Hilariously, I have the arcade version. Activision, because they've been doing a lot of the Crash Bandicoot reboots and things like that. This is 80s Activision, and I kind of think of this as some of the early kind of platform type games, and later they remade it so that it actually was Mario and you're actually saving the Princess Peach, which is kind of funny. So far I'm doing pretty good, gotta hurry up, they're gonna get closer. Trust me, this is way harder when you don't have a joystick. Oh, making those plays, baby. Oh god, they're all coming. They're coming for me. It's like Komodo dragons or whatever they're supposed to be. Oh, and I just jumped off the edge accidentally. He took a dive. Off the pyramid scheme. Alright, folks, we're playing some Frogger now. Let's check this out. Look at this complicated platformer. Oh yeah, now I'm cooking with some plumber gas. This is just stage 2, by the way. It's just like, what? It gets harder. This next run, I think I'm going to do it. Oh, or not. Oh, here comes a bunch of ghost blobs. I don't even know what those things are supposed to be. These are Komodo dragons, of course. I made it to 25 G's, baby. It really is a fun game as well. This is one of those original platformers again. If you like platformers, this is where it's at. Those fireballs are definitely getting a little nuts. Got another turtle. That's 10,000 points, folks. And that's how you get them all in the slots, folks. Look at how cute those frogs look. To be honest, it kind of looks more like a spider than a frog. Oh, and the frog goes splat. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's how you do it, folks. And you make it to fucking level 2. Gotta keep going. Oh, no. Thanks for liking and watching. The links discussed are in the description below. Feel free to comment about what video game console you grew up playing. And remember, the fun is back. Please like and follow my Instagram for more of my thoughts on arbitrary stories like this and other content. Also watch out for the future launch of the Sun-Dried Tomatoes podcast and YouTube channel in the near future, where I will have even more eclectic content.